Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 7 of Tomb World Survival. So, here's a recap of the goals that you all voted for last week. The hospital bed, or hospital and bed, the network of tunnels, which I've been working on, and I make up a goal. Now, I wanted to say before I get going that I had to pre-record next week's episodes because I am away, I'm traveling, which means that this week we will not be having a new set of goals. So I apologize to all of you. I wanted to get content out to you, and unless I skipped a week of polling, you would not have next week's episodes. So I figured that is a small price to pay. But yeah, hopefully I was right. Okay. Jane's here. I'm going to have stand around outside for a bit because the mood. Biorefining would be a good way to get our power. I think I already established that, but let's start getting machining. Tony, let's have you go out there as well. Stormy, we'll have you go out there as well. Agro, same deal. I'm gonna have mandated outdoor time. They are freezing their butts off. Yeah, it's actually quite cold. I think what I really need to do is start to get the cotton rolling off the line, and then we'll start to have some clothing for everyone to stay warm with, which will be absolutely superior to our current state, which is freezing our butts off constantly. Agro here is still doing the outside shuffle, trading a radiation for granite. And I'm going to continue that for a bit longer. I know it seems cruel, but that granite will come in handy, I assure you. Alright, so last thing, we are going to wall up the rest of the lab. It takes a little bit of time to get down here. We have 3 extra steel for this lab. Of course, if I wanted metal, there's plenty of it nearby. So that is that. Agro, this is your last trek out there. But I will end up having a pretty fair amount. Whoa, that's a pretty significant cave that I excavated. That's good. I have no idea why it's good. In fact, I think as a result, that just sort of increases my chance for a infestation. But whatever. Alright, so let's go ahead and slap the high-tech research bench in here. And then for now, because we don't have a lot of silver, and I'll be wanting to do some orbital trading, we will use marble tiles. Or, you know what? I'm just going to smooth it. I'm actually going to smooth everything. Maximum smooth. This keeps them busy for a while. It's good that I no longer have to really worry about overhead mountain and constructed tiles and all that due to the change of the mod. That was one of the better things I decided to do. So now, if we... I thought we had 3 heaters. Yeah, we do. We ought to get a heater down here. And we will allow any stone blocks to be processed, which will include, again, marble. So there we go, research bench. I'm going to get rid of the old one in lieu of using the new one. We ought to get some chairing for that. So for now, it's going to have to be steel. I know, bit of a bummer, but that's what I can afford. And we're probably going to want the best constructor to do it, so Jane's will do it once he's awake. So moving the heater down has not negatively affected the rest of the base yet. The bedrooms are still toasty. One of the beautiful things is overhead mount is very, very, very insulating, which means that it takes a very long time to leak heat out to the atmosphere. So it doesn't take a lot of energy to cool this spot. All right, Mr. Janes, let's get that stool. The least we could do in comfort, quite literally the least. Stormy, let's have you move the stool. And now, I'm still going to work on machining, but next up will be the hospital bed. And this will double as a research room and hospital. Because both rooms require sterile environments, and eventually I can aim for it to be sterile. Comms. Don't really have a good spot for this. I could plop it in the middle of... Oh, we have some toxic fallout. Lovely. If the outdoors didn't suck enough, it now double sucks. So if you're curious, the nuclear winter does not overwrite toxic fallout. They are entirely independent of one another, which is something I made a change to last weekend. So now, as a result, you can have both. So lucky us, we have both. Another thing I want to do is remove some conduit that is in the middle of the farm here. So in case we have a short circuit event, it doesn't cause any detrimental problems. And then, in fact, I will reconnect the farms so that we have less cabling that looks cluttered and all that. So unfortunately for all of you, I know that there was a general consensus. Ooh, hello, Boomrat. In fact, it's just the one Boomrat. General consensus that the green tint of the radiation mod was annoying, but this is a green tint of toxic fallout. And I have no intention of modifying toxic fallout. We're going to keep it as vanilla as we can, so... Alright, Jane's here. Our chief constructor. I have a terrible, terrible, terrible task for you. Your task is going to be to start to work on a retaining wall for our, to keep enemies out. And that means becoming quite irradiated, even though there's a toxic fallout here. The toxic fallout buildup is a lot slower than radiation, so I guess you'll see it side by side right now. I'm actually going to forbid the construction of that one so that we can move to make the other wall faster. So as you can see, yeah, toxic fallout hasn't even registered on the scale yet. But we have gotten a lot of radiation. Yep, there it is, initial. All right, well, now he's going to be inside for a long time. Bandit Camp Quest. Tech Persona Core, Glinda World Medicine. Guarded by 2 enemies. Quite honestly, as much as I want to do the Incapacitated Refugees and the Bandit Camp Quests, they're very, very, very dangerous because of radiation. Now, eventually, we might have the resources to create pod launchers everywhere we go, but that's obviously not true yet. So I am most certainly going to have to decline any such requests. A raid. They're going to prepare a while, so they're dead. I did try to balance it so that traditional raids that don't have, you know, toxic fallout, they'd be okay. But these guys are getting double trouble, toxic fallout and radiation, so there's pretty much no hope that they're going to survive. Let's see. They are moderately affected by the radiation. Seriously affected by the radiation. Yeah, actually, we will have a little bit of a fight, but not by much. So I've designed this entrance here so that we should be able to fire without being irradiated. So I don't want them blowing up my wind turbines. In fact, we haven't even really repaired the wind turbines since the last raid. Oh, you know, they didn't get to do anything. So if I wanted to, I could try to capture one of them. The trouble here, of course, is that they're dreadfully irradiated. But Stormy, why don't we attempt? Janes, your radiation is at minor. Aggro's at minor. That's a steel club as well. Alright. Preparing a while is a very, very, very bad idea with the way this mod is set up. Cargo pods. They are of Psychite T and far enough away that I have no interest. Bat just got Carcinoma. No kidding. No, we will tend to her actually, but oh, more Carcinoma. Hey Tony, you want some doctoring practice? Here you go. Now, if we released Bat right now, she would almost certainly immediately topple over because her radiation is too high to be released. So if we want to gain some reputation for releasing her, we're going to have to wait for her radiation to drop to a sane level. Somewhere around maybe 60%, and she would be able to survive to exit. Oh, she's going to spew. They always do. Low mood, you say? Wonder why. Alright, another thing I'm going to do is to put the dining room stuff closer. I don't know why. I just felt like sort of changing the layout of my little dining room. No good reason. Just because. Yeah, I am running the risk of Bat wanting to punch my batteries. New lovers. Stormy and Tony. I knew it. I knew it. Stormy and Tony. Alright, that also means that we have a free bedroom. Let's put the prisoner in here. A free bedroom for the prisoner. Yes, that puts a wooden door between us and the prisoner, which is not great, but maybe better than the battery room? I'm not sure. We don't actually have a proper prison, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Now, I probably should put aggro up here, or put the prisoner up here and then move this bed down to where aggro's is. That would make the most sense. Okay, hospital bed. I've been slacking on my goals for quite some time now because sometimes I get sidetracked. So we'll get back to goal progress. Even more carcinoma. Look at you. Lung. And we're throwing a party. You know what I don't have is a party zone. We don't have a party spot. We don't have a marriage spot. We don't even have a caravan packing spot. But we do now. The next project I probably want to work on is... Well, we really need to work on the tunnel. But right now everyone's still smoothing stuff out, because we're going to need some compacted machinery. And taking a look around, this might be the closest, and we might be able to mine a tunnel through here to get there. I really do feel like we're dwarves in a fortress or something. Not that I'm referencing a specific game or anything. Alright, so what I'll do is I'm changing out some of the zoning. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this smoothing so that we're working on... I'll even cancel this smoothing. So we're only working on the projects that I want to work on. More carcinoma. Yeah, as you can see, here's a very clear reason not to stay outside for very long. You get cancer of the everything. I really could not... yeah, that is not an exaggeration. You get cancer everywhere of everything. Prisoner, we are going to release. Now, I do want all of the steel, and we're going to replace it with some marble walls when we're done. And then additionally, I wanted to move their bed down here. And some of this space is not safe. There is some overhead... Oh, more cancer. Lovely. Aren't you just a gem full of cancer and vomit? So if you wanted to recruit someone that tried to raid you... Oh, more cancer. Poor you. Jesus. You would either have to amputate all the parts that got cancer, or yeah, you'd have to do something. All right, so James is moving the bed, and this bed will still be Tony and Stormy, but it's closer to the farm and the research room, which is where they work. And then James's bed will go up here. And this steel bed will be Agro's. James, you're falling asleep because... I denied you use of a bed. Alright, prisoner, we are going to release. Yeah, I already had that set up. Warden is above research, so I guess we're not releasing him yet because he's too cancer-ridden, perhaps? We also are going to need a brewery, and that costs pretty much all of our wood. Oof. Unfortunately, brewery, unlike some other objects, can only be made out of wood, so there's not so much of an alternative. So if I wanted to amputate left arm... Yeah, no, there'd be a lot of medicine used in that care that we would have to give her. All right, we don't even have enough wood for a fermenting barrel. It does make me want to make the comms and orbital trade beacon soon. The issue is we don't really have the components to do it yet. So here we go. I'm going to mine this way, like this. And hope that there's overhead mountain here. And we can get components here too from the ship. Yeah, this is not a particularly nice area to work in. Of that I am well aware. Stormy and Tony are happy though. Still happy about being rescued, huh? I suppose it's... Oh! Ouch! The feedback effect happening to Tony as Tony stands there. That doesn't happen to me often, but my goodness, when it does, that sucks. Alright, James, are you about to go crazy? Medical emergency? Because you're in mind-shattering pain from all of your cancer. You know, I'm not entirely sure we can release you. So I'm going to remove your... Oof. Remove your eye. Remove your lung. What else can I do to limit the amount of cancer? Amputate an arm. And that gets rid of some of the cancer. And we're going to have to put a light in there while we do this. Really going to have to butcher that poor prisoner. There's nowhere to store hops. Let's go ahead and make wort forever. Tony doing the first surgery. Good luck, Bet. I don't have enough meds to even excise all this cancer. So... Oh, compacted machinery. Awesome. That's very, very helpful. Okay, so the eyes got cut out. What else can we do for you? It's like that's a nice thing, right? Let's go ahead and get the trade beacon up and running pronto. Something I've wanted for a long time now. I'll just put it here. Okay, what else? We are now removing a lung. A cancer-ridden lung. And instead of removing the lung, you just crushed the crap out of them. Nice. Stormy, would you be so kind as to take over? This is good medicine practice, but... yeah, this is good doctoring practice, I suppose. Okay, so the arm is cut off. And I don't want to remove the feet if I can help it. The legs. You know what, actually... yeah, I'm going to install peg legs on both. I almost have no wood anyway, so... and this poor girl has cancer of the both legs. Come on. Stop failing. I know it's not a hospital bed, but it is a good bed in a mostly sterile environment. And I'm using up precious wood and medicine, trying to get this stupid little tribal away. Ooh, an infinite chem reactor as a reward for cowboy hats. Wow. I have no idea if that's even doable, but if I can start growing some crazy amounts of cotton, yeah, maybe. Let's go ahead and do a huge run of cotton then. Oh man, I forgot I was burned and we haven't tended to that in a long time now. Terrible me. Alright, Bat. So we got out most of your carcinoma. I need to remove a lung of yours. Do you have your other lung? Yeah, you have your other lung. Tony, don't do this. Oh my god. I can't imagine being this this prisoner here and losing the vast majority of your body. An arm, a lung, 2 legs, an eye. All because you decided to raid me. Maybe this is on you. Maybe it's not on me. Alright, let's go ahead and move these a little bit to take advantage of how pretty the flowers will be. Can we just, am I still waiting on, like, medicine? Can we just release our prisoner? No longer incapable of walking. Yes. Oh, yes. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Goodbye. You exited healthy. If you call that healthy, sure. Alright, so for now I'm going to make this a medical bed. We are currently researching hospital. I am planting a bunch of cotton, hoping to get that infant chem reactor, because that would be a bit of a game changer. And in fact, my power grid probably supports it. I can start to add additional basins. Additionally, Janes, I want you to repair... Oh, not in home area. Yes, that would be true. I want you to repair some of this stuff. It got beat up. Truth be told, I'd rather have that retaining wall, but this will have to do for now. Alright, back to being restricted. Oh, you're not supposed to be out there. Oh, actually, you know what? I can, go through this mountain a bit. That's what I'll do instead. Trying to keep the overhead cover. Alright, Jane's finished us off, and nowhere to haul this. Alright, we'll extend this a bit. All right. Please, cotton, grow. How much for that trade request? How long will that take? We have 12 days left. So what I'm going to need for this is biorefining and transport pods. So I'm going to pivot right now and start to work towards that research. So that's going to be more urgent. Because we're definitely not getting it there any other way. In fact, I don't even know if it's truly possible. I don't think it, realistically, I don't think it is, but it's a good thought exercise of having the infrastructure to be able to do it in the future. Tony, you are looking for construction work, I guess. So here, start smoothing out the floors around Stormy. That will allow you to chat and have you be productive. Ooh, whole bunch of corn. I can't reach it, but that's what's crazy is compared to sea ice, this is even more deadly. I really can't even go outside for a significant period of time. I have to burrow my way like some sort of mole or vole or something. Additionally, you know what I could do is, oh, not a social fight, is add this all to home zone so that we cleaned it up so at least it's not so ugly. Great. Good job, you guys. If the pain of being irradiated isn't enough, now you're irradiated and punched a bunch. Brilliant. Top notch. For sure. Jane's needs tending to. Alright, kicking Stormy out of there. And Tony, you're going to have to do it. Your boyfriend beat up another colonist. So you're on the hook for the medical care. Takes a long time to do some decent burrowing. It's not like an instant thing, is it? Wow, this social fight was particularly bad. No permanent injuries, but quite a lot of cracks. I'm sort of eager to have a proper hospital bed because we'll heal a lot faster on one. But, of course, we're pivoting to biorefining. Which means I'm probably going to forbid the hydroponic basin. We're going to want the components for other things. I can't wait until I can deep drill and make components, because I am super, super restricted. So I never ended up making wort, did I? It is a cooking skill that Stormy doesn't have. Oh, that Stormy is not bothering to do. I'll have Aggro do it. Stormy has higher priorities, like research. Alright, so we're almost done smoothing out this room, which means it's going to be pretty. Hope you're insulting, nope, you're installed, well, insult either of them, but boy are they at each other's throats. They are rivals now. That's going to be a bit of a long-term problem, I foresee. Alright, and this word, of course, is going to spoil, so we're going to have to store it in here. So this is manufactured wort. Alright, guys, well, that's all the time I have. So just a quick reminder that this week we are skipping the whole vote for goals because this was pre-recorded and I'm away and I'm not able to record next episode taking into account your voting. Next week we'll pick back up with the voting. So if you're interested in submitting ideas for next week's voting, hop on my website, Rhadamant.com. Hop on Discord if you'd like to chat. If you have any feedback, questions, concerns, whatever, drop me a line, and I do hope that you tune in next time. Thank you all for watching. Adios.